All right, it's Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. It's a weekly update to my $1,000 Roth Robinhood IRA Freeroll challenge. I've deposited $1,000 into a Roth IRA on Robinhood, and they gave me a $30 match bonus. I plan to use that $30 only for risk and grow the account. And so far, I have done 4 trades starting on October 9th, and the account currently stands at $1,040.70. This is what the realized equity curve looks like. Starting the blue line here starts at $1,000, immediately jumps up to $1,030. And the red line is if I had taken the $1,000 and bought SPY and just kept my money in SPY. So we're currently doing better than SPY, even though we've been sitting flat. And I'm currently sitting flat because I am not trading. What I've done is I put my money in a low-risk ETF called SGov, which is a way to earn interest on my unused money while I'm waiting. And because like in a Roth, you don't receive interest on your unused money, so I've put it in SGov as a way for me to earn a little bit of interest while I'm waiting. And the reason I'm waiting, if we go back to the trade list, looking at this, you can see how much I risked on each trade. The first trade I risked $25, which was almost the entire $30 that they gave me. Luckily, it worked out, and I didn't end the challenge right away. But I want to keep this challenge going, so I'm going to be risking smaller amounts. And here you can see I risked different amounts on each trade that I've done so far. I haven't been very disciplined or rules based, and I'd like to correct that starting now. I was listening to a lecture by Dr. Paul Davids, and he said, write down your rules on a single sheet of paper and then follow those rules for 20 trades. And he warned that it was follow the rules without breaking any rules for 20 trades. He warned that it was very difficult to do. So I've done that. I'm going to share those rules with you. But before I do that, I need to look at the daily chart for SPY. I have 3 indicators here. The first one is called BX Fast. These are all momentum oscillator indicators. And the BX Fast is basically measuring the 5 against the 21. The BX Mid is measuring the 21 against the 89. And the BX Slow is measuring the 89 against the 377. You can think as BX Slow is the long-term momentum, BX Mid is the intermediate-term momentum, and BX Fast is the short-term momentum. And so my rules are going to be based on these 3 indicators. And the first rule is that I will look at the BX Mid on SPY, and I will only trade if that is green. It's currently red. And if you look back over the year, it was green from May 6th until October 13th. So this would be those months would have been good for trading. And the second rule for entry back into trading mode is based on the VIX. The VIX is a volatility index. It measures volatility in the market. When the VIX is low, the volatility is low. When the VIX is high, the volatility is high. And it's meant to go down over time. When it is elevated, volatility is high, which means it's not a good environment for trading, because your stops are going to get more likely to be hit. You just experience more swings than usual. And so the rule that I have for that is I will look at the 21 EMA and the 89 EMA. When the VIX is low, like back here, the 21 is below the 89. When the VIX is high, the 21 is above the 89. So that's going to be my quick reference. If the 21 is below the 89, it's okay to trade. So let me share my rules now that I've kind of introduced those indicators. So here's my one-page rule sheet. So I'll be doing a 20 trade challenge, and I call this system the BX Fast Swing System. These are meant to be short-term swing trades that could last a day or two or possibly several days, but they're not intended to be very, very long-term trades. And so the two rules I just told you about are the environment filters. I want the SPY BX mid to be green, and I want the VIX 21 EMA to be less than the 89 EMA. I'm going to risk a fixed amount per trade, and that amount is a very small amount. 0.25% of my account will be risked for each trade. So currently the account is sitting at about $1,040. So if we multiply that by 0.0025, that would be only $2.60 risk per trade. And I will determine the position size based on the ATR, that's the average true range, on the 78-minute chart to determine where my stop loss is, and then that'll tell me how many shares to buy in order to get 0.25% risk. And we'll walk through an example of that in a minute. Now, once I've determined that the environment is good, then I find a ticker to trade, and the conditions on that ticker need to be as follows. On the daily chart, we want the BX slow to be green. That means that long-term momentum is with us. We want BX mid to be green. That means intermediate term momentum is with us. And then I want to watch the stock when the BX fast is red. When that happens, I want to switch to the 78-minute chart. That gives you 5 data points per day. And then I will enter when the BX fast on the 78 turns from red to green. And I'll go through an example of this in just a moment. But to finish the rules, the stop loss will be set at entry price minus 1 ATR. The stop may not be moved down, it may be moved up. And the exit rules are that I will exit when the BX fast turns from green to red, or if the stop loss is hit. So let's look at an example of this XLV, the healthcare sector, has a good example of entry here. So remember, we said we wanted BX slow to be green. We want BX mid to be green. So we've got that here starting from October 22nd. And then we want BX fast to be red. So it was red here from the 28th up until November 7th. And so when it's red, we want to go to the 78-minute chart. So let's go to the 78-minute chart and look here around November 6th, 7th, and see what it looks like. So if we go to the 78-minute chart, and I want to go back to November 7th. And I want the BX fast to turn from red to green. So here's November 7th, and it turns green right here on November 7th. That would be the entry point, which is at 146.15. And the ATR is 0.77. We're risking $2.6. So if 77 cents, divide this by 77 cents, this tells me how many shares to buy. I could buy 3.37 shares, so I could buy 3 shares. So this would have been my my entry point. And then the rules say that you're going to hold it as long as this BX fast stays green, but as soon as it turns red, and it does on November 13th, middle of the day, that's where we would exit. The price is 153.25. So we would have bought at 145 and sold at 153. So that's kind of a rough outline of how those trading rules would work. And so my intention is to just use these rules for 20 trades in a row without breaking the rules. Then that will give me some data, and I can analyze it and see if this is a system I want to continue using, or if I want to alter some rules. But I won't be changing any rules until after the 20 trades is done, and I won't be trading until the SPY BX mid turns green, and we don't know how long that's going to be. We know that right now, oh, that's the 78-minute. I was wondering why it looks so weird. Going back to the daily. So it's currently red. We don't know if it's going to be days or weeks, or it could possibly be months. But when that happens, then I'll be ready to put my plan into action, and I'll have an update again next week.